様の拳などかほどにも効かんわい。
お前はもう死んでいる。
何？ほら匠でギゼブ。
What is up? What's going on, guys? Trizzle here, tuning in, bringing you guys another great video. Today, as you can see from the intro, we're going to be getting into the current meta, which is so OP, guys, that the base doesn't stand a chance. In fact, it's hashtag Fist of the North Star, hashtag Omaiwe Mu Shindu, meaning you're already dead if you're not an anime fanboy. So starting, of course, with the first video I want to show you guys, Drag Zap. The versatility of the lightning spell has gotten to a whole new level. Now you can literally use lightning as your base spell comp for air attacks, ground attacks, and you can get really creative with it, guys, because here we've got just your run-of-the-mill Dragon Raid, but because we used the lightning spells to prime the base, we went ahead and took out the Eagle Artillery, the Clan Castle, Air Sweepers, and then we use Sui Heroes to try to go ahead and create the rest of the funnel, as well as taking out some of those high target defenses to really set up the attack correctly. So as you notice, we got the first objectives out of the way. From there, we go in with the heroes, and once that's done, you're just going to use the proper funneling as well as your proper deployment. Typically, you're going to use the heroes to carve out another section of the base, so that way when you bring in your dragons, they're going to go where you want them to go. Then you're going to use that battle blimp to address the town hall. So from there, the heroes do work, and then you'll notice we just bring in the dragons alongside, and before we know it, this base is done. And as you can see, guys, this really isn't a rush base. This is pretty much close to max, except for maybe a couple of the archer towers, but everything else is legit. Now I know that kind of came down to the end on this one, but by example, it just shows you that there's so much ability to not have to use just the same old tired raid. I know after a while everybody gets tired of using the same attack, so it just makes the game a lot more fun. So I just showed you guys Drag Zap. Now we're going to show you guys Zap Miner. This is like a mass miner setup. Same thing, you're going to go in with the lightning spells. You're going to take out usually the Clan Castle, the Eagle Artillery, and if you can get anything else in there, maybe like a scatter shot, an Inferno Tower, a couple Expos, that'd be nice. It really goes a long way. So you want to make sure that you're at least attacking so that you get the most value out of using those lightning spells. And then you use the heroes to go ahead and finish setting up the funnel and hopefully take out any high value defenses. So from there, once we move in, we go in attacking the town hall. And then after that, it's pretty much good night. The proper setup, really makes this attack even stronger. And you've got that siege barracks to circle around, so you still get a few hogs that'll help mop up on the flank of the army, not to mention the heroes doing some work. So the next one I'm going to show you guys is Zap Lalo. So some of you guys may have stopped doing Lalo just because it becomes so technical the higher you go in town halls, but this is just make things a lot easier. Of course, you still have to have a good foundation. You still want to have good loon deployment, good sound understanding of troop mechanics, so again that you can maximize the value of what you're using to attack. But same thing, you're going to go ahead and use those heroes to finish carving out the rest of the funnel, take out any high value defenses that you can, and then from there you're just going to Lalo typically away from the air sweepers and just work your way around the base. So we come in on the top side, fairly decent spread on the loons. Don't forget at Town Hall 13, you're going to be using a higher loon count when you do your loon drops. So I typically try to do 4 for cannons, and then 3 for archer towers, and then 5 for wizard towers. From there, you just want to manage your Grand Warden ability to protect you from the typically scatter shots. If you can tank for the battle blimp as it approaches the town hall, you can usually kind of double up on the value. But I haven't been using Lalo in quite a bit, I'm ashamed to say, because Lalo used to be my bread and butter from back when I was originally a Town Hall 9 5+ years ago. I mean, Lalo was all that I used. Penta Lalo, Cold-Blooded, Shattered. Even got into some queen charge, queen walk, Lalo. So very strong army. But as the meta has changed, we have to update our approach. We've got to keep our strategies working in conjunction with the current version of the game. So here you'll notice almost the exact same base, but on this one we're going to be using a Zap Hybrid. So there's no healers on that. We're going to leave those alone, but we are going to have as much value out of the lightning spells so we can prime the base and then use those heroes to finish carving out the rest of the funnel. And then from there, we're going to work our way into the town hall. And then that's it, guys. Again, same principles that you'll want to follow. I am going to be making some tutorials on this army, on these armies, I should say. That way you guys will know how to execute them properly. But I just wanted to bring you guys content just to show you that these aren't necessarily attacks that I practice all the time. In fact, a lot of these I was actually using for the very first time. And because of the sound principles of attacking that it exploits, it works, guys. So you don't have to be the best attacker in the game. You don't have to be Itsu. You don't have to be on an ESL clan or something like that. This stuff works. So at the end of it all, we've got a ton of miners up. Hogs, pretty much clear the majority of the base ahead of the miners. And then you've got the Grand Warden to finish backing up and supporting what's left. So another 3-star, and there was one other video that I wanted to show you guys. I've been using this to 3-star so many different bases, it's not even funny. And I do plan on using it for war, but you got to be smart. And that's the one piece of advice that I will give you guys. Even though these attack strategies are very OP, certain conditions have to be present in order for you to maximize the value. And a lot of that has to do with the proximity of the high value items that you're aiming for. So usually the clan castle has to be next to the eagle. Hopefully, like on this base, there were a couple of expos that were right next to it. So right off jump, we're taking out, the CC, the eagle, and 2 expos. And then when we follow that up with the heroes, they're going to go in, usually address 1, if not 2 scatter shots. They'll take out usually 1 or 2 of the infernos. And it just adds up. By the time that you're ready to bring in the rest of the hybrid army, they don't have that much work to do. So you'll notice on this one, again, the heroes are used to funnel everything out. You want to use your siege barracks to help carve the funnel. That way you get your troops flowing where you want them to flow, because you don't want your miners having to go inside and outside the base, because then they will over time get worn down. You won't be able to heal efficiently, and they will eventually just patter out. So save that Grand Warden ability for the Town Hall if you can, and then from there manage your heal spells and freeze spells accordingly. You'll want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on any scatter shots that are still left up by your heroes or your Zap, only because they're very, very, very potent. If you're not careful, a scatter shot that you didn't really account for will damage your army to the point where it'll look like you've got a ton of troops, and 2 or 3 scattershot hits later, that your army, that cluster of troops, is gone. All right, so minor thing, and again, I'll probably go over a lot of this when we get into the tutorial, but I just had to bring you guys these replays because the army is so strong. Again, the lightning spell is where it's at. I don't know if Supercell is planning on nerfing it, but it is definitely a viable option. So with that being said, guys, really appreciate you watching the video all the way to the end. Trizzle tuning out.
Nani?
お前はもう死んでいる。